Hello, my name is Charles Webster Baer, and today is August 27, 2025, and I am in Redmond, Oregon, USA. I am running for Deschutes County Commissioner in May of 2026, so please vote for me. Thank you very much. I'm running as a libertarian, which means I'm for less government and more freedom. And I'm running as a depopulationist. And the definition of the word depopulationism is that it is illegal for a human being to reproduce a second time for the first few centuries of this millennium. So please vote for me, Charles Webster Baer, for Deschutes County Commissioner in May of 2026. Thank you very much. Now, what I'd like to do, if elected, is create an AI and a crypto and a social media platform and a search um, and other things for Deschutes County and for the Oregon state government. I'd create an AI for the Oregon state government, and I'd create an AI for Deschutes County. And so Oregon state government would have its own AI, Deschutes County would have its own AI, and Oregon state government would own 100% of it and run 100% of it, and so would Deschutes County. Same with crypto, same with social, same with search. And it would cost the taxpayers zero because it would be done entirely on private donations and volunteer work. And I want to do this for a lot of reasons. I think that it's time for Oregonians to have a stronger presence online so that they can educate the rest of the world on the correct way to do government. Total transparency, freedom, and democracy. So I think it's important for Oregonians to stand up and lead the rest of the world globally into the future correctly with transparency, freedom, and democracy online. And that's why I've created these things for Deschutes County and Oregon state government. And this would allow Deschutes County and the Oregon state government to save the planet. And that's what I think we should do. And if I'm elected, then that's what we will do. Because I've already done all this stuff. So I'm just sitting around waiting for people to elect me so I can do this stuff for the Oregon state government and for Deschutes County and for the country and the planet. I also want to do some other stuff. So if I'm elected to the Deschutes County Commissioner next year in May, I'm going to push for a giant bypass. 4 lanes on either side. 4 lanes going north, 4 lanes going south, light rail in the middle. This would start in Terrebonne and go to Sun River. and it would be miles and miles east of Redmond, miles and miles east of the airport, miles and miles east of Bend. There'd be a giant transit hub at the Redmond airport. And I think the federal dollars are there. I think this will take 10 to 15 years or longer. I think we have to do it. I think that 97 is going to strangle Bend and Redmond. I think we're going to need this bypass a lot sooner than we can get it. I think in 5 years we're going to be shouting for it, and it's going to take 15 to 20 years to do it. So we got to get started now. We got to get started early so that when we really have to have it, it'll be on the horizon. Because 97 is a sword going right through the heart of Bend and Redmond, and it'll choke both of these cities. I also want to, if I'm elected Deschutes County Commissioner, I'll create a facility in Milliken. Now, Milliken is a very small town, about 15 miles east of Bend. And if I'm elected Deschutes County Commissioner, I will create a facility in Milliken. And it will be the one facility where homeless people in Deschutes County can go to receive their benefits and their aid. And there'll be free transportation to this facility. And people can stay there or not stay there. It's up to them. And when this facility is ready to open in 2030 or 2031, all the homeless people in Redmond, Oregon will be transferred to that facility if they want to go. And if they don't want to go, they don't have to go. And then the facility will open to the rest of Deschutes County. And then there'll be no homeless people in Redmond, and eventually no homeless people in Deschutes County except in Milliken, where the facility is, where they can go to get their benefits and their aid. Okay, now I want to talk about the housing situation. We need more apartments. We need to stop building houses and start building apartments. We need to start going up, okay? There's a housing crisis in Central Oregon, and houses are not going to help that. It's apartments that we need. Apartments are affordable housing. Affordable housing is apartments. And we need to go up, not out, because there's no more out to go. So we have to go up. So that's the zoning laws that I would change real quick. So the people of Deschutes County, or the people of Oregon, voted to legalize magic mushrooms. But they're not legalized yet. So, so there's a problem here, and the problem is the shrinks got involved, and the lawyers got involved, and now magic mushrooms are legal, but it costs like $4,000 to trip, and that's insane. So, if I'm elected county commissioner, Deschutes County Commissioner, I will advocate for the people of Deschutes County to be allowed to legally grow and sell online and offline and consume as much marijuana, as much psilocybin mushrooms, as much peyote as they want, and so because that's what the people want, and so that's what the people should get, but they're not getting it because the bureaucracy around this thing has gotten kind of insane. So that's what I do. Now, when it comes to mail-in voting, that works, and it works great. And we're going to keep doing it here in Oregon. And Trump doesn't like mail-in voting because it works. And, the Republicans are trying to get rid of democracy and freedom of speech. And we need politicians that'll stand up to these guys. And I will stand up to these guys. The Republicans are going to try to destroy the democracy and the freedom of speech that we have in Oregon. And none of the politicians are standing up to these guys. I'll stand up to these guys. There's no way anybody's going to mess around with Oregon democracy or Oregon freedom of speech. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen if I'm elected. But right now, all the Oregon politicians are totally quiet and silent on all this stuff, and that means they support it, which is insane. This is crazy. So we need to elect people who are vocally and passionately for freedom and democracy and mail-in voting and freedom of speech, and who criticize these Republican freaks for being traitors, because they are. They'll admit it. And so that's another thing we need is real politicians who will stand up for Oregon freedom of speech and Oregon democracy. Because we ain't got that now, because where are they? Nowhere. They're quiet, which means they support the Republicans' attempt to destroy Oregon freedom and Oregon democracy. So this thing is just a real fucking shit show. But I'll clean it up quick, fast, and in a hurry if I'm elected. So, my name is Charles Webster Baer, and I've been in Oregon for the entire millennium, and I've been in Central Oregon since 2007. So I've been living in Deschutes County now for almost 20 years. And I've been pretty involved in the political scene. I ran for Bend City Council in 2012, and I ran for Bend Mayor in 2018. And I ran for Mayor of Redmond in 2022 and 24, unsuccessfully. But I had a real good time, and I enjoyed it. And so I'm running for Deschutes County Commission, and I just like to campaign. I like to talk about things I'm interested in. And so that's me, Charles Webster Baer. I'm 56. I was born and raised in Santa Cruz, California. I went to high school in Newport, Rhode Island. In 1994, I graduated from the University of Hawaii at Hilo on the Big Island of Hawaii with a major in political science, and moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 1999, I moved to Portland, Oregon. And in 2000, I created Global Internet Government, GIG. And in 2007, I moved to Bend. And in 2014, I moved to China for 3 years. And in 2019, I moved to Redmond, and I'm still here. And in 2019, I also created my crypto, which is called FOGG, PHOGGG, which is the only totally transparent crypto. And yeah, I've been a depopulationist since 1985. China created depopulationism in 1979. And they called it the one-child policy. And so if I'm elected, that'll be my number one priority, is making the whole world a depopulationist, because I think we need to create a decline in the number of people on the planet in order to save the planet. And I've never been married. I don't have any kids. I'm single and I'm straight. And I'm a Buddhist. And what I mean when I say I'm a Buddhist is I think that Buddha created philosophy 2,500 years ago when he said, if the universe does not exist, then you are the soul. So, my name is Charles Webster Baer. Please vote for me in May for Deschutes County Commissioner. There'll be 4 different races. I'll be in one of those races. So, please vote for me, Charles Webster Baer, for Deschutes County Commissioner in May, and then vote for 3 other people. I think it's time for Oregonians to stand up and lead globally by example. I think it's time for Oregonians to stand up and say, this is how you do it online, and show the rest of the world and educate the rest of the world on how to do government properly. Transparency, freedom, democracy, depopulationism. That's what we need to do in Oregon now. And we need to stand up and be leaders, be trailblazers. Okay? Because the world needs Oregonian leadership now more than ever. Oregonians have always led the world in progressive politics. And now's the time we really need to stand up and do it. Online, transparently, and show everybody, hey, we're doing it the right way, you can too. And so if I'm elected county commissioner, that's what I'll do, because I've already done it. And I've been doing it right here in Central Oregon for 20 years. And I'm going to keep doing it. So please vote for me, Charles Webster Baer, for Deschutes County Commissioner in May 2026. And let's get her done. Thank you very much, and have a great day. And if you want to contact me, just go ahead and email me at depopulationist@gmail.com. And if you see me on the street, come talk to me, come say hello. I always like to talk to everybody all the time. And if I'm elected Deschutes County Commissioner, I'll go to Pioneer Park every Wednesday at noon, as long as there's no ice or snow on the ground, and talk to everybody about everything till the sun goes down. Every Wednesday at noon, Pioneer Park. That's as open door policy as it gets. It couldn't possibly get more open door policy than that. So, thank you very much for your time. Please vote Baer. Have a great day. Rock on.